Texas congressman and member of the DOGE subcommittee, was a witness to all of this theatrics today. Michael Cloud joins me now. Congressman, so how do you think things went today? It seemed like there was a lot of theatrics, and the Democrats certainly seem to be in lockstep against any of this investigation or what you're trying to do for fiscal responsibility.
Oh, yeah. We are at a point in our country where we have to right the fiscal ship. We're $36 trillion in debt. We've got to turn the corner, turn this around. Thankfully, DOGE is in place, and we're uncovering massive waste, fraud, and abuse. And it's understandable that Dems would be surprised that this is there, maybe. But the fact that they're willing to continue to fight to keep this in place, the waste, fraud, and abuse, is absolute corruption. And as it's come out, we've learned that a lot of this waste, fraud, and abuse is really a money laundering scheme going to leftist ideology here and around the world. And so all they can do is distract. They can defer. They can say Elon's name as many times as they can, but it doesn't take away from what's being uncovered, the fact that this government has been poised against the American people and been forcing the American people to pay for the very demise of their own country.
This afternoon, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt held a press briefing where she said this about the efforts of DOGE.
President Trump took further action to make our federal government more efficient and effective. He signed an EO implementing the DOGE Workforce Optimization Initiative. Now agency heads will coordinate and consult with DOGE to significantly shrink the size of the federal workforce and limit hiring to essential positions only. The unaccountable bureaucracy will finally be reined in.
Congressman, you know, there are a lot of numbers that have been thrown about. What do you think we're really talking about here? How much fraud, waste, and abuse have they uncovered so far that you're aware of? And what do you think the ceiling is here?
Well, we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars, and again, we've just seen the tip of the iceberg at this point. You know, once we start going into agency after agency after agency, there's no telling what we are going to find. But I can tell you in practice, just as a member of Congress who's been trying to get insight on these things for years, we've had a bureaucracy that's done everything to make sure we didn't have transparency. They will not answer our questions. They obfuscate. They delay. They do everything they can to make sure that we're at a disadvantage in trying to address these issues. So thankfully we have the technology tools at our disposal now that President Trump and working with the DOGE team has brought to the table. It's going to be an astronomical savings for the American people. And of course the Dems are going to rant and rave because we won't be employing unnecessary people that work for the unions that turn into get out the vote machines. But this is going to be a good ROI for the American people. We're talking about finding massive savings without even talking about changing services at all.
That's the big question, right? Last night, former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu joined CNN's Anderson Cooper. Listen to this exchange, Congressman.
$59 million spent on luxury hotels. It's actually not.
You're talking about the FEMA money that was abused for migrants? That was.
Yeah.
FEMA money for migrants, that's okay now?
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be the portrayal. What I'm saying is the portrayal by him is just not factually accurate.
Now, Anderson Cooper is literally a Vanderbilt. So he doesn't care if trillions of our tax dollars are wasted. Is this really, real quickly for me, Congressman, is this really because the only real Democrat constituency left are the public employees unions?
It would seem to be that that's a big part of it. You know, if you think that the fact that the leftism, liberalism has survived in a sense because it's been undergirded by massive taxpayer spending, just imagine how strong the principles of freedom and liberty are that they continue to survive and thrive in our country in spite of the massive pushback from the left. It's amazing what we're going to uncover and what's going to happen when this country is restored.
Well, we're going to be following it, certainly. A lot of people are interested. Congressman Michael Cloud, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you being here.